Dear days of our lives devotees, sharpen your senses and settle in. Our team at TV Days Drama Digest has peeled back the curtain on Salem's near future, and what we see is a storm of passion, secrets, and spine-tingling revelations. Monday, April 21st, is shaping up to be the kind of day that reminds us why this show has held us in its grip for decades. Below, we break down every twist we expect to explode on screen, each storyline expanded, deepened, and dripping with the drama you crave. We clocked the word count ourselves, well over 1,000, so fasten your seatbelts. 1. Susan's shocking return and a mother's desperate plea. The first image that flickers across our mental movie screen is pure, unfiltered emotion. Susan Banks, eyes glistening, racing across the DiMera study floor. For months, viewers wondered whether the eccentric, psychic-tinged matriarch would ever reemerge from the shadows. On Monday, she does. Almost bursting through the heavy double doors, breathless after her cross-country dash. Her destination? Her beloved son EJ, whose birth name, Elvis, she alone still utters with an affection that seems to warm the very mansion. Susan collapses to her knees beside the hospital bed the DiMeras have stationed temporarily in the house. She throws her arms around EJ's shoulders, ignoring the monitors and the elegant arrangement of white lilies that masks the scent of antiseptic. In that embrace lies a history of heartbreak, the baby switch that nearly tore them apart, the demonic possessions she claims to have sensed before anyone else did, the countless times she has been mocked for her visions yet proved right in the end. Spending her life on the outer rim of reality has left Susan equal parts fragile and formidable, and today we see both facets shine. Almost immediately she presses her cheek to EJ's whiskered face and whispers, "Mama's got you, Elvis. Mama's here now." But she doesn't stay soft for long. Raising her head, eyes flashing sapphire in the dim lamplight, Susan looks straight at Chad and Tony. "Tell me everything. Who fired that shot? I felt the bullet before I even knew my boy was in danger." Her prophetic sense, part intuition, part unexplained connection to realms unseen, crackles like static electricity. She lifts a trembling hand above EJ's heart, then closes her eyes. Fans know the sight, the famous Susan trance. What pictures rush in? A flash of a gloved hand, the spark of gunpowder, the smell of expensive cologne swirling with gun oil. When she gasps, we gasp with her. Has she recognized the assailant? Is she recalling an enemy from EJ's checkered past or someone entirely unexpected? Tony, ever the pragmatist, tries to steer her away from dangerous speculation. But Susan stands, back stiff, and announces that she will personally petition the good Lord, the angels, and anyone else who'll listen to guide her toward the truth. Salem PD may have a detective or two on the case, but Susan Banks is about to mount her own supernatural investigation, and if history repeats, she may outrun the badge by miles. 2. Salem's newest confession. Alex faces Xander and his own conscience across town at the Brady pub. The air seems thick enough to slice. Xander Cook pulls up a chair opposite his cousin Alex Kyriakis, slamming a manila folder onto the table. Inside, photographs, text messages, and God knows what else. "Thought you'd want to see how far your secrets have spread," Xander growls. We know Xander's temper is volcanic, but his instincts are rarely wrong. He has pieced together clues suggesting Alex has been juggling not only corporate espionage, but a clandestine romance that could shatter two families at once. Alex's usual grin wavers. Stephanie Johnson hovers near the bar, twisting a cocktail napkin into shreds. She murmurs, "Please, Alex, don't." Yet, Alex's shoulders slump as resolve overtakes fear. In a low voice, trembling with both shame and determination, Alex admits the whole sordid tale, the hidden bank transfers, the late-night phone calls to a certain business rival. The dangerous alliance he struck in a moment of desperation to keep the Kiriaki's fortune from splintering. Every phrase lands like a hammer blow on Xander's pride. But here's the twist, a deliciously soap-worthy turn. As Alex speaks, Stephanie's pale face goes from anxious to furious. She wasn't merely a bystander, she was an accomplice, albeit a reluctant one, drawn in by love and manipulated by events she could no longer control. Beneath the Brady pub's antique oak beams, 3 lives buckle under the weight of unvarnished truth. By the time Alex finishes, even the most seasoned viewers will need to pause the DVR and catch their breath. 3. Kate vs. Rex. Family loyalty on the firing line while Susan prays and Alex confesses. A tempest brews at the Brady household. Kate Roberts strides in, heels clicking like distant gunshots, to confront her son Rex. Hours earlier, Rex let slip to Roman that Kate had possession of a handgun on the very night EJ was attacked. In that instant, Rex didn't realize he was lighting a fuse. Now the explosion detonates. Kate's voice cuts through the room. "How dare you, Rex Brady?" She reminds him of the decades she spent shielding him from scandal, paying hospital bills, even covering up that time his questionable medical research nearly cost him his career. Now he repays her with betrayal? Rex defends himself. He claims he spoke only under pressure, fearing obstruction charges if he withheld what he knew. But Kate is too seasoned a strategist to accept the explanation at face value. She circles Rex like a tiger, eyes narrowing as she hurls pointed questions. Why was Roman so ready to believe the worst? Did Rex purposely sabotage her standing with the man she loves? In exasperation, Rex blurts, "You weren't the only one carrying that night, Mom." The implication hangs like smoke. Was someone else armed, perhaps someone closer to the Demaros than anyone suspects? Kate's sharp intake of breath tells us the remark touched a nerve. Whatever ammunition she brought to this family showdown, Rex's counterblast may have delivered a lethal blow instead. 4. Belle and Philip, friends, lovers, or co-conspirators. Finally, as dusk settles over Salem, Belle Black finds Philip Kiriakis on a park bench outside the once majestic Kiriakis mansion. Earlier that day, Xander ousted Philip for forging a letter designed to manipulate Victor's will. The humiliation still pains Philip. His handsome features remain hardened, jaw clenched. When Belle approaches, she carries a stack of legal folders under her arm and a concerned tilt to her head. What unfolds is less a conversation than a full emotional autopsy. Philip catalogues every misstep. His jealousy of Brady, his longing to regain the family business, the psychological scars of his prosthetic leg, and the combat trauma he rarely discusses. Belle listens, tears shining in her eyes not only for Philip, but for the innocent collateral damage, namely Chloe, left in his wake. Yet Belle is no passive sounding board. She challenges Philip on accountability, reminding him how their generation of Salem's elite once dreamed of breaking their parents' cycles of deceit. Philip's laughter is bitter. "You think my father's lessons die easy?" he asks. Even so, Belle offers a path forward, representation in court, mediation with Titan Industries, and perhaps, just perhaps, a chance to rebuild his life on honest ground. Philip, emotionally raw, asks, "Why help me after all I've done?" Belle's answer is simple: history, loyalty, love in its many complicated forms. As night deepens and a single street lamp washes them in amber light, the tension between them grows charged. Half romantic, half tragic. Whether they will step into a new relationship or drift apart once more remains to be seen, but Monday's episode promises a conversation fans will rewatch, dissect, and debate for weeks. 5. Threads converging. The coming storm. By the time the screen fades to black, Salem will resemble a chessboard where every piece trembles on the brink of collision. Susan's extrasensory investigation threatens to unmask a shooter the authorities either cannot or will not expose. Alex's confession may give Xander leverage to force corporate realignments that echo through Titan and DiMera holdings alike. Kate and Rex seem poised to tear the Brady clan down the middle, dragging Roman into the blast radius. And whatever Belle and Philip decide could alter alliances across three powerful families. Viewers shouldn't mistake Monday for a mere puzzle piece episode. It's the epicenter of a quake about to rattle the entire canvas. Long-buried resentments will claw their way to the surface, unexpected partnerships will take shape, and at least one cherished relationship may crack beyond repair. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.